let's start on something wholesome. Now, you've been known to clog a toilet, right?
I mean, just once or twice. So.
What's your worst toilet clogging experience?
Oh, I don't know. It was late at night, and never mind. Let's just not get into that. Let's just go with the next one. So what has happened this time around?
Well, a clogged toilet has led to 5 people getting arrested. 5 women.
That's a bit harsh, Everybody, it happens to everybody at times, So
no, if a woman clogs a toilet, they need to be arrested.
I don't know.
Unless you've paid extra, and then
yeah. Well, is it something to do with drugs or something?
No, it's to do with a restaurant, which makes it even more awkward.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to clog a toilet in a restaurant, you would think you just walk away and.
Yeah. Well, not my problem. Gonna leave, but not that I have experience of this. Just that's what I heard people do.
Well, Papa B's restaurant in Florida. Definitely
sounds classy.
Yes, it sounds like the kind of place that would have 5 women clogging a toilet.
Yeah, it does.
A fight broke out over a clogged toilet. A worker at the restaurant had been attacked by a group of customers shortly before police arrived. One of the toilets had been stuffed with toilet paper, and the only customers in the restaurant at that time were a group of 5 women. One of the women had gone to the restroom earlier in the evening, and it was at that point that waitstaff found the toilet stuffed with toilet paper in excess. The arrest report reads, as a result, the worker told the customers that they needed to leave, explaining that the restaurant was closed.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough so far, yeah.
Is it fair enough?
Yeah. I mean, if they're closed, you got to leave, right? So.
I mean, not if you're going up to them because they supposedly clogged the toilet.
I mean, but if they've decided the toilet's clogged, we're closing the restaurant, which if I worked in a restaurant, I'd find any excuse to close it. So be like, yeah, let's close this restaurant.
Well,
they should have told them the truth. It should have been like, one of you bitches clogged the toilet, so get the fuck out. That would have been better.
Well, they should have been grateful for their one set of customers. They should have got on their hands and knees and unclogged the toilet themselves.
I mean, no. Well, someone's got to do it, it can't be left clogged forever, so.
Well, the police said that they'd already paid the group had paid their tab, and she was aware that one of the women was responsible for the stuffed toilet, the worker was. The police said they learned from the worker that the customers had begun yelling at her, with one of them eventually standing up and punching the worker in the face.
All right, well, that's a bit excessive. Yeah.
The 5 women ultimately fled. And then the police found them and took them into custody. The suspects told the police that the worker had come up to them while they were chatting at the table and was very rude and disrespectful, telling them to leave the store. Mm-hmm. According to the women, they were getting up to leave, which was when the worker pushed one of them in the chest, and then other employees began joining in the alleged attack. However, it is all on surveillance video that shows that one of the women had indeed punched the worker in the face, prompting the other 4 women to attack before other employees were able to break up the fight.
I mean, it seems like they might have reacted a little bit over the top. So,
well, it does depend, though. Like, depending on how they've handled the toilet clogging. Like, if she's like, get out of my restaurant, you clogged my toilet.
Yeah, it's fair. So, it doesn't require, the response there is not a punch in the face. is, be a, open a casual dialogue with the restaurateur and be like, hey, maybe we did not clog your toilet and we would like to stay in your fine establishment, Papa B. Please allow us some additional time. And if that doesn't work, then you just gotta hope that they come to their senses. Swinging punches is probably not the best thing. Also, you got to be aware of when there's cameras catching you punching people in the face. That's, yeah.
Well, that would be step one in the issue that, most restaurants are going to have surveillance. So,
yeah,
can't really lie your way out of that. And if you lie about that, you're probably the one who clogged the toilet.
True.
And if you clog a toilet, then, you should be in jail. Punching the worker in the face.
I mean, look, people who work in those kind of jobs, they have a lot of shit to deal with. So clogging the toilet's just adding to that shit that they have to deal with. It's not very cool. Punching them in the face probably makes their day even worse. So,
I don't know. Might improve their day.
It might, depending on, who they are, what they're into.
But if you only have one restaurant, I don't know, maybe. If you have one customer, maybe you should be grateful and let them get away with a little bit more.
The other side of it is maybe the restaurant had closed and they were just hanging around and they wouldn't leave and everyone else had left already. And it's like, get the fuck out. I want to go home. So, I don't know. That's just my feelings on it. Maybe they were in the right all along. Maybe they didn't clog the toilet. Maybe they don't have surveillance footage of that they can legally release. So
what happens if you clog a toilet at let's say, an upmarket establishment such as a Thailand ping pong show? What do you do then?
I don't know, but I think the first thing you do is you go out and you say, hey, somebody clogged the toilet. I was just in there and somebody's clogged it. And you just take no responsibility. Try to pass it off as soon as possible to someone else. Be like, somebody else had done that. I know I was in there for 30 minutes. I was trying to fix it, but wasn't me.
I wasn't in there for that. I was just too excited and had to finish myself. And
I was tweeting about it.
Now, what's the best revenge for being banned from a venue?
Opening your own venue and outperforming and putting that one out of business, obviously.
Well, this person did something slightly different.
Okay.
A teen has been accused of biting an employee's testicles. After
Did he pay
denied
extra for the bite, or was it just part of the service? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's he punched the employee in the face after he was denied entrance just before midnight. When police placed the man in handcuffs, he reportedly resisted and caused injuries to a police officer's fingers.
All right, well, that's one way to react to not being allowed into a place.
Police said 2 employees were bitten by the man, including a 20-year-old who was taken to the hospital for treatment. The employee reportedly told police the suspect grabbed his testicles and bit them.
Yep, that's pretty normal. Just don't let me into your club, will you not? Well, I'm going to bite you in the testicles. Yeah.
I think it's about time that, these bouncers and whatnot they get some fear back into them, because sometimes they can be a bit uppity and a bit, into themselves. I think it's about time they live with the fear of being bitten in the testicles. If they don't let the right person in.
Every job has hazards, so I think that is one of that industry. Where did this happen? What does it say?
In Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Okay. Classy.
A nightclub called Nectar.
put it on the list of places to go and be like, if you don't let us in, we'll bite your testicles.
I think that there should be like a review online of like the taste of their testicles and whether the preparation of the testicles were up to standard.
Just kind of have a feeling it's not going to be a good review. Don't know why. Just feel like it's going to be, they were too salty. And things
testicles were too dry.
We had
overcooked.
Yeah. Smaller than expected. Portion size is not up to scratch. All kinds of things you could do.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's time that bouncers were reminded.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
All right. Well, what's an excuse to be naked in public?
Just that you want it to be. It's fine. That's the way nature intended us to be. So, or I had no clothes today. It was laundry day. Nothing left. Anything, lots of reasons.
Well, a guy told police that he had experienced a spiritual awakening and decided to spread some love by standing in his doorway and waving at people who drove by on US 40. The only problem, the man was completely naked.
I don't understand the problem. That's fine. Why not? Don't be afraid of it. It's just a penis. So.
All right. Well, Dave's neighbors now know they should be standing outside his door naked, just waving. Yeah.
Why not? I mean, it's cold out. Just remember that. It's not warm. It's very chilly. So,
Yeah. Well, you should remember that and not judge. When your 60-year-old neighbor has his flaccid penis out waving at you.
It's just another Tuesday morning in naturist heights here as we go about our business in the nude. I think people shouldn't be worried about it so much. I mean, if you're in your house, if you're in your doorway and you're nude, that's fine. It's not like he's going down to the supermarket, walking around, shaking it everywhere.
It's not technically fine. It's literally illegal.
I can't.
There's no technicality that says you can expose yourself just because you're in your own house.
Listen, you say expose yourself. I say live naturally. All right. Just walking around in the nudity should not be illegal. It's fine. It's just, we've all got one of them. Everyone's got a body. So just show it off. Down the park, on the swings.
Just keep digging yourself more and more.
It's all fine, it's all fine. It's just a body. It's just a naked body.
All righty. Well, that's Dave's excuse. And
look, he's had a spiritual awakening. He's been through a lot. So it's all good.
All right. Well, an Iranian realtor was arrested for selling an apartment to who?
Himself.
No.
Oh, I don't know. Why would you be arrested for selling an apartment to somebody? Somebody who already owns that said apartment?
No, it was sold by a couple.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Somebody. How is it illegal to sell a property? I don't know.
Well, a real estate deal in Iran has been dogged by controversy after footage of a home being sold to a canine was shared online.
What? Dogs don't have money. What's going on?
Well, a dog named Chester, who placed its paws on an ink pad to stamp on the contract, have has bought a house from a couple.
What? How does a dog own a house and many people can't get the money together to buy a house? How does the dog have the money to buy a house? And never mind just signing the thing. What's going on?
Well, the sale of an apartment to a dog is an act with no legal basis and attempts to normalize the violation of society's morals,
Oh, okay.
Iranian prosecutor general said.
All right. Well, there you go. Interesting.
And it's even more controversial because traditionally, while dog ownership isn't illegal in Iran, it is highly frowned upon.
Okay. It's a bit weird. But
In Iran, dogs have been readily adopted in farms and rural areas, but have also surged in popular cities among young Iranians, many of whom see it as a sign of affluence.
okay. I can see that, yeah.
But yeah, the poor realtor got arrested for facilitating the sale of a house, an apartment to a dog.
See, every week we talk about stories. I'm like, it can't get any weirder than this. And this is, you might think this is a tame story. This is a story about a dog buying an apartment, which is sometimes you just think there's a glitch in the matrix. Shit's gone wrong, and it needs a reboot. And this is one of those moments. So,
Well, especially with so many people complaining about housing affordability and all this kind of stuff, and
yeah. And there's a dog who has an apartment now, all to himself.
Just remember, like if you don't own a house, you are poorer than Chester the dog.
You are less successful than Chester the dog from Iran. There you go.
Maybe you should be taking money investment lessons from Chester.
You should. There you go. That's the key. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Canadian prisoners are upset and they're asking for what?
Poutine in their canteen.
Nope.
No. I don't know then. What are Canadian criminals? Did they forget to say please or thank you when they were opening doors for people? I don't know. They're looking for less boogery in the prisons.
No, this is
Really?
quite the opposite.
Okay, more boogery.
They actually want to extend their time in custody.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's such a good prison experience.
Well, do you want to guess why they want to extend their time in custody?
Is it just super comfortable? Like, have they got like their prisons are like luxury apartments or something? I don't know.
Not necessarily.
All right. Are like all the prison guards former supermodels? Is this a new thing in Canada?
Nope.
All right, then. I don't know.
A defense lawyer in Canada is sounding the alarm on the disaster that is something, which she believes has gotten so bad that inmates she represents have asked to prolong their stay. She's sounding the alarm on the disaster that is the housing market.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
So according to her, at least 3 of her clients would rather be locked up than deal with the rental market mess when they get out.
Well, there you go. It does sound like the rental market is a mess. If you would prefer to stay in prison and then actually have to rent a place for yourself or buy a place for yourself, whatever. Yeah. I mean, that speaks to how bad the housing crisis is around the world.
Well, especially, I mean, they should have spoken to Chester.
They should. Chester would help them get their own place.
Yeah.
Not have to worry about it. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, in Canada, that's how bad real estate has gotten. Well, have you ever been evicted?
I have not. No. So,
Well,
not yet.
Today's your day.
It was not far away, I'm telling you.
Have you got close?
I don't think so. No.
Oh.
No.
With your naked door.
That's no, it's fine. They're used to me around here. It's all good.
Well, have you ever heard of an eviction gone wrong?
I guess, yeah. You know, people not wanting to leave, all that sort of crack.
Well, in Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
An apartment evicted the tenants and threw all their belongings in a dumpster.
Nice.
A man says everything he and his daughter own was thrown in a dumpster after management of his apartment building said they accidentally ordered maintenance to clean out his rental.
Beautiful.
Turns out apartment management had the wrong unit number. And now that man says he's out tens of thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be saying that too.
But the building management argues he never should have been living there to begin with.
Oh. So
all of their clothing, all of their groceries, the refrigerator full of groceries, right down to the shower curtain.
The 3 Picassos that were originally gifted to him.
They came to my door and cleaned out everything from my clothes to my daughter's clothes, toothbrush, bathing items, pretty much left me with nothing.
I like that bathing items is one of the distinct items. All my clothes, all my stuff, all my bathing items.
The toilet paper. I had like 3 rolls of toilet paper.
I had just returned from the grocery store. I had all of my supplies for the week. Oh my, everything. Yeah.
A half-eaten pizza. It was a good pizza too. Very expensive pizza.
Yeah, for sure. The best pizza I've had in a long time. But
I had just bought steak in cash from the most expensive steak eatery in town.
For sure. Yeah.
According to the police report, a leasing agent on site said there was a misunderstanding and maintenance accidentally cleared out the unit instead of the unit next door where a tenant was being evicted. All of their belongings had been thrown in the dumpster hours earlier and had been picked over by other residents.
Beautiful.
He said, not only did they put my stuff out, they watched other people take my property all day, which is not a great sign.
No, you'd be pissed off about that, yeah.
Well, property management offered to get what they could from the trash and return it to his unit, though.
Oh, how kind.
He says that they even had the stained mattress professionally cleaned. But most of his and his daughter's stuff was gone for good. They told me it was a mistake. They apologized. They were overly apologetic. Let us know if anything's missing. But that quickly took a turn. He recorded a conversation he had with one of the leasing agents, who was quick to point out that the apartment in which he and his daughter lived was leased by his ex-girlfriend, who had since moved out of state. And therefore, he was subletting without permission. And even though receipts provided to Fox 4 by an attorney for him showed that he paid nearly $3,000 in rent each month, any direct discussion about making him whole was off the table.
Wow, that's crazy. He's paying $3,000 a month to live in Dallas. Wow, that's ridiculous.
Well, I don't know if is that good or bad, or
I feel like that's bad. I feel like that's that'd need to be a fancy place that you're living in for that. I think I don't know, but I assume that's a lot. It seems like a lot. So
Is it? Because I mean, yeah, here it's not that much, really.
I think it would be a lot. I mean, I'm no expert on the Dallas rental market, so
I thought you sold real estate in Dallas for,
I mean,
specifically in $3,000 monthly apartments.
Maybe I do. Maybe
I mean, I just quickly looked it up, and it does look pretty decent for $3,000, 2-bedroom. I mean, yeah, here you're pretty much getting something pretty average for that amount. So, I mean, it looks pretty okay, depending on where you are. If you're in the city, you're paying a lot. Actually, you could almost even look up the exact apartments, since we know where he's being kicked out of. We should rent his apartment and then just mock it. So yeah, they because of that technicality, they won't refund it.
That's some bullshit right there, but I guess technically they found a way to get out of it. But I mean, that is kind of dirty. They've done him some bad stuff right there, because that's, they still threw his stuff out when they shouldn't have. Even if you're subletting without permission, that doesn't give them permission to throw all your stuff away and let other people take it. So yeah, kind of a shitty move.
Yeah, that's yeah, just wild. I mean, yeah, that's pretty messed up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. Just go inside your place, chuck it all out, and be like, "Oh, sorry, technically it wasn't yours."
Yeah, you should not have been there. We accepted your money, thankfully, but now that there's an issue, we're gonna say you shouldn't have been there.
I feel like it has to also be criminal if you throw out someone else's stuff.
Yeah.
Even if you said that technically they weren't supposed to be there, I don't know that you can.
I mean, yeah, it's still someone else's stuff that you've thrown away, gotten rid of without their permission. So
I wonder if he had like sex toys and other stuff there.
Oh, of course he did. He's a man. Fine.
They threw out the secret computer with the hard drives. I do not want people knowing about.
It's like, I nearly had a complete collection of fleshlights. I had them all, except for the next two. Now I only have the two that were delivered that would have completed my collection. Also, the sick bastards who took them out of the dumpster need to return them.
Some of those were used and not cleaned.
That's how I like them. So please return it as soon as possible.
I'm also missing my collection of panties from the women that I've slept with.
Yeah, of course. That's, you got to get those back. You don't have to sleep with the women again. So,
My blow-up doll.
I'd be sorry. That would be funny. Like, I had one of those real dolls, like super expensive ones, and now she's gone, and I was in love with her.
I paid cash, so I don't have a receipt, but I definitely had one of those $10,000 real dolls.
Yeah, of course.
Customized.
Yeah, it makes sense. You would.
Yep. Now, a teacher has asked students to paint their faces. Do you want to guess why?
Because it was a celebration of, I don't know, something, summer.
No, I mean, that's a bit.
I, why else would you, just as a birthday party or something? Who knows?
I guess teacher is a bit misleading. It's a university professor.
Yeah, okay. All right. So whereabouts? Not that I need too many guesses. But...
Louisiana.
Okay. Let's just go with something for the football team.
No. So he asked them to paint as clowns. Help you.
So they all had to paint their faces as clowns because they all failed their thing because they used ChatGPT to write their essays.
No, this is something that you might do.
We've been over this. I only did that one time. Right, go ahead. Let's find out. What was it?
A Louisiana professor has been accused of using his students to fulfill a self-described clown fetish.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He would regularly post about his fetish on social media platforms such as Facebook, Reddit, and YouTube.
As you do.
While working as an assistant geography professor in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he didn't go to clown college if he...
He should have. He really should have. Yeah. Maybe he just couldn't control himself, so he got kicked out.
Well, he was about to be exposed by student journalists at the school's newspaper.
Wow.
But he resigned just before they exposed his behavior.
I mean, wouldn't it be widespread knowledge? Like, hey, why do you have your face painted like a clown? Well, got Mr. Johnson's history class.
Geography.
Oh, geography. Sorry.
And yeah, he was posting about it on Facebook too, so that made it even more work. But yeah, 6 students had come forward to claim that he would offer them bonus points in class if they allowed him to paint their faces.
Oh, he was painting their faces?
Both. He would ask them to do it, and he would paint their faces too.
Interesting. I mean, there's nothing illegal about painting someone's face, or having them paint their face. The bonus points is a sketchy area, but it's fine.
Well, if you're posting online about how it's for your fetish,
still not illegal. It's not illegal to have a fetish, I don't think. So,
I mean, it is when you're giving extra points, and
I guess that's one way it could be looked down upon. But
in a Reddit post, he wrote, "I have a face paint fetish and convinced the cute girls in my classes to let me paint their faces."
Imagine you're one of the other girls in the class. You're like, why didn't he fucking ask me to paint my face? God damn it.
Or imagine you failed a class and this is all you needed to know.
Yeah, I could have painted my face for you, sir.
Yeah, I would have been quiet.
We could have been something special. I could have painted it several ways. So there you go. You missed out, sir.
So before he resigned, a few students had already reported his behavior to campus police. A student who took his East Asia class online. Now, I don't know what he was doing in East Asia, or why he was so specific on, I don't know, certain things.
That's just his speciality. So
Today we're going to talk about the geography of Laos and Cambodia and Myanmar, which hold a special place in my heart for the things that I've done on visits there. You had to send in multiple pictures of how you did it from multiple angles and also write down the process of it. The relevancy he gave, it was a Japanese style of makeup. It was for students to get a better understanding of their culture.
Okay. Makes no sense, but all right.
That's why I always use Thai ladyboys as examples in my accounting classes.
Sure it is.
Debiting. for balancing the ledger of the investment portfolio.
Sounds about right.
Yes. The invisible hand of the economic market.
There you go.
Relates to the ping pong shows of Thailand.
It does.
He said that he completed the assignment by getting a female friend to help him and submitted it to the professor. The professor came back and told him he would get bonus points if he could convince his friend to also paint her face. Not sus at all.
I was going to say it's cheating getting a female friend to do it for you, but that's okay. Sorry, you got away with it. All right.
He did have a police report on file before arriving at the university after pleading no contest to a theft charge at Kent State University in 2017 for entering a colleague's office and taking a USB drive.
Oh, it's always the USB drives. There's always trouble.
Yeah. However, the police report also detailed another incident of face paint fetishism.
Okay.
A student who was 18 at the time reported seeing a post by him on a Facebook group meant for new students to meet each other. In it, he had allegedly made a cash offer to anyone who would agree to let him paint their faces. Very welcoming teacher.
There you go. That's just being, friendly to the new students. Double checking that they're 18 first is a good marker.
The student said she agreed as she was in need of more money and had an interest in movie makeup.
That's how it starts. They all have the same story. I was interested in movie makeup. I needed some extra cash. There you go. That's how it started.
So he then allegedly offered to pick her up and take her to the geography department at the university to paint her face.
Yeah, that's what happens.
She told police she'd stopped responding to his messages after becoming uncomfortable with the situation, which then caused him to become annoyed and refuse to leave her alone.
Mm.
And then she filed a police report about the professor.
There you go.
Which is weird that he would then go to another school and then, yeah. So following that incident, he tried to defend his actions in an interview with a student-run TV thing. He said that the face paint assignment was for students to actually come up with their own face paint and makeup design inspired by a culture, and they implement it.
Okay. All right. I mean, he put a lot of work into trying to get away with this, so you got to appreciate that. He did some work.
Well, the university said, and this is amazing, the Nicholls State University is proud that our student journalists brought this situation to light. We take the safety and security of our student population very seriously. Once this was brought to the university's attention, we acted appropriately to remove him from classroom and did not renew his contract. He's no longer affiliated with the university.
Oh. Well.
I feel like they should just hire more people that are being arrested at other places, and then they can be more proud of their student journalists for finding it.
I mean, it's putting a positive spin on the fact that they had this issue. It's like, well, our student journalists did a great job. Let's just focus on that and not the dude giving additional points for face painting.
Who had already been investigated for police for doing that at another university where he was fired for stealing a USB.
Yeah, we're not going to focus on that. We're just going to focus on the good journalism. We're so proud of the journalism.
Which is very odd that someone would steal a USB in this day and age. It does kind of imply that perhaps, I don't know, in a hypothetical situation that maybe that USB may have contained images relating to face painting.
I mean, possibly. It's also possible that it just had some interesting documents for reading or something. Who knows? Maybe some music on it that was illegally pirated on Napster or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What possible motive would he have had to steal a USB?
Yeah. It's like his grading charts are like B, but moved to A because of face paint. There's a picture of face paint. Yeah. Well, there you go. His next college he's gonna be fine. So looking forward to his reappearance in the news.
Yeah. Hopefully the next student journalist can really show off their skills.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, what are hospitals doing to accommodate overweight patients?
I don't know. To accommodate them, are they getting bigger hospital beds?
No, in the UK, obese patients are being treated on the ground floor of a hospital because it fears that floors above them made of crumbling concrete could collapse.
Oh, well, that's, I mean, having hospitals made of crumbling concrete is always a good idea. So, there you go. Yeah, keep them on the ground floor. Keep all the obese people on the ground floor. Because the combined weight of all the not obese people is not an issue either. So
no. And, if you're so overweight, you can only be treated on the ground floor. That's good for everyone involved.
It might mean it's time to take a walk or two every week, just maybe switch to Diet Coke instead of regular. Just saying. It could be.
Yeah.
Maybe only have 4 portions of chips and not 6. Just saying.
At some point, maybe you need to do something.
Yeah, exactly. I would say walk up the stairs and back down again, but you're not allowed.
That would not be safe.
Do not take the stairs. Yeah.
Well, your dream girl snuck a gun into the baseball.
Again?
Yeah.
I keep telling her not to do that, but there you go.
Do you want to guess how she did it?
I have a feeling if we're talking about it, it's not a wholesome thing. I'm going to still say that she had something like she had an artificial leg and she popped the gun in there. And there you go. That's the hope for the wholesome way of to smuggle a gun into a baseball game.
Well, 2 women were wounded by gunfire during Friday night's Oakland Athletics Chicago White Sox game. The incidents in the left field bleachers did not stop the game at all and made for a bizarre and confusing story over the weekend, with many people speculating where the bullets may have come from.
Okay. Good.
Sorry.
No, I mean, usually people will be like, hey, bullets, where did they come from? It's they probably came from someone's gun. So, maybe just get out of there. I don't know. Anyway, let's find out more about this compelling story.
So a ESPN reporter has posted, as I reported on ESPN 1000 just now, the shooting a guaranteed rate field during a White Sox game was indeed an accidental discharge by one of the women grazed by the bullet. She reportedly snuck the gun in past metal detectors, hiding it in the folds of her belly fat.
Beautiful.
So she snuck a gun into the baseball in her belly fat, and then it accidentally discharged, grazed her and another woman.
I mean, it just, how do you keep a gun in your belly fat? How does that work? I don't understand the logistics of how it doesn't just fall out from time to time, like if you're moving and stuff. So see, the world fascinates me. Also, Could you not have found another way? Like, why are you bringing a gun with you anyway? Like, what's going on? Is it like bring your gun to the game day? Wouldn't surprise me if that's a thing. So, yeah.
You say that like you haven't snuck a gun in your fat folds.
You say that like you haven't been to America and brought a gun everywhere you go.
As crazy as it sounds, accidental discharge is the only scenario that made sense. The specifics of how it allegedly went down, though, are not something anyone ever expects to read. Also, did you know that metal detectors at MLB games can be foiled by a hefty person who has no qualms with stashing a loaded gun in their nether regions?
There you go. If you want to smuggle anything into an MLB game, apparently that's how to do it. So be a hefty person. So get on that. And then, yeah.
Accidentally shoot yourself and your friend.
Yeah.
At the baseball.
For the laugh. What a great game. What a great night we had at the baseball. We nearly killed each other.
Yeah. Now, why do you think highly radioactive wild pigs have been wreaking havoc in Germany?
Highly radioactive wild pigs. I don't know, but I feel like are they glow in the dark? Is that part of it? Is this like part of a future horror film that's gonna keep everyone awake at night? Like, what's going on?
No, in the forests of southern Germany, there are roving bands of wild boars wreaking havoc. The shaggy-haired swine have been known to bite and charge at humans with their tusks. However, the creatures are also known to be incredibly radioactive, so much so that they've been deemed unsafe to eat.
Okay.
Researchers have been working to understand the mysterious origins of their irradiated nature for years. Luckily, some new research offers an answer as to why they got the radiation, and it is nuclear bombs. So basically, they were doing nuclear weapons testing, and the fallout from was released into the atmosphere and made radioactive wild pigs that are roaming Germany.
It does seem like the origin story of like some villain in a Marvel movie or something.
Pig man.
Yeah. He's so angry because of the nuclear testing in Germany in the 1940s. Wow. Yeah. Well, just another reason not to go to South Germany, I suppose.
Or to go there.
I mean, if you're into that, yeah, why not?
Yeah. Well, they misspelled your name, but you were arrested on a farm recently.
If they misspelled my name, then they didn't. I wasn't arrested. That's different. That's someone else.
Well, Liam Brown admits to having sex with a cow at Burton Farm.
All right. Well, there you go, Liam Brown.
It's
good man.
Great that if like that's what people get when they search your name.
We don't need to talk about what happens when people search your name. That's fine.
Well, they have a picture of this guy too, which is even more awkward.
All right, sweet.
So a man was caught having sex with a cow after triggering an alarm set up by farmers who suspected their livestock were being abused.
Okay.
So he snuck on the farm in Burton near Christchurch in the dead of night to commit the disturbing act. A DNA sample was taken from a calf, proved intercourse had taken place on June 12, 2022.
I mean, you know, that's just all kinds of wrong. So yeah.
The farmers installed alarms and surveillance because they suspected something was going on. But he knew the farmers since he was a child because some of his family members were previously employed at the farm.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Sure,
imagine you work there and your son breaks in.
Hey, you're Tommy's son. What are you doing to that calf? I'm nearly finished. Just give me a minute.
That's going to be awkward the next day at work.
What'd you do last night, guys? Well, had an accidental discharge down the farm. Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. That's crazy. But
yeah. So you wouldn't want to be that guy.
No.
Well, it turns out you have something else in common with Prince Harry other than the tiny pecker.
Do I, though? Do I? I don't know.
I mean, yes.
Okay. Tell me then what it is. Let's see.
Well, I mean, you have lots in common, so do you want to take a stab at what it is?
No.
So new tapes of Diana talking about her ridiculous marriage to now King Charles have been released. Which are included in an upcoming documentary. In the snippet heard on US Breakfast Show, she says, "It was so grown up. Here's Diana, a kindergarten teacher. I mean, the whole thing was ridiculous." Another newly released tape revealed how the former Prince of Wales was disappointed when he found out their youngest son, Prince Harry, was not a girl.
Oh. There you go. You know, it's all good.
My husband won't even talk to mummy, barely, she says. Because of Harry's christening, Charles went up to mummy and said, "You know, we were so disappointed we thought it would be a girl." And mummy snapped his head off and said, "You should realize how lucky you are to have a child that's normal."
There you go. Exactly what I've been saying my whole life. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a weird.
You can't worry about what your parents' expectations were. They wanted a girl, they wanted a boy, whatever. You know, they got what they got. Tough shit. So
yeah, but to be like actively going around telling people.
I mean, look, I'm not saying the King of England is a dickhead.
I mean, he's your hero, but yeah.
No. We won't be having any of that. Thanks very much. But no, he's he's clearly like parent of the year for every year. So seems to be a little bit of a parent of the year contender.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've heard about the air traffic control chaos they've been having in the UK. But it's really hit some people hard. And there's an exclusive article in the Daily Mail. Exclusive. We had to abandon our £26,000 jet to Cannes for our daughter's 8th birthday because of air traffic control chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So a mother who lives in Cheshire said her daughter was disappointed that they weren't able to fly to the south of France until at least tomorrow.
What can you do? Sometimes life is just fucking tough. You know, it's so hard. Can't fly my $26,000 flight to Cannes until tomorrow. Damn it.
Yeah. The family who were waiting at the airport have since decided to go home as they couldn't be bothered to wait, and they will now spend a week in London instead.
Crazy. It just feels so bad for some people who get affected by these things that happen. You're like, how could your life be worse? Damn it. Like,
Yeah. My daughter, there's a quote. My daughter was disappointed, but what's made it easier is everyone else is in the same situation. So,
yeah, it's great. Everyone else is fucked as well, so that's good. Really like the fact that everyone else is suffering.
We've turned around and headed home. We just decided we couldn't be bothered. The reality is nobody is going anywhere, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I mean, there's been over 500 UK flights were cancelled due to a huge failure. And yeah, some people, it just hit them more.
It's a difficult thing, you know, when you've got a £26,000 private jet.
£27,000.
Sorry, 27. How could I?
Yes.
Fly you to Cannes to spend a week for your birthday. I mean, it's just such a horrible thing to not be able to go until the next day. So
yeah, I mean the tragedy of this poor girl's 8th birthday destroyed.
I mean, come on, she's been through so much at this point in her life. It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I think of like the tragedy of not being able to one up last year's Vegas 7th birthday.
Yeah, exactly. So, just, you know, it's okay. The 9th birthday will be fine.
Hopefully there wasn't too much traffic in their Rolls-Royce ride back to their home.
Hopefully. You can only, you know, take so much. So.
Hopefully they were able to, get a good table at a £10,000 restaurant.
I hope so. I really feel bad for them. So
yeah. I think we should start a GoFundMe for them.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Every pound is important.
Think of this poor child and her miserable birthday experience.
I mean, I cannot be bothered to fly private to the south of France sometimes myself.
I know, yeah, it's a hardship. So
when my parents were like, do you want to go to south of France for your 8th birthday, but you're going to have to wait a day? I was like, as if I could be bothered.
Yeah. I have to wait a day? Fuck that.
Yeah, God. It's not even worth it.
Yeah. How long is a day? No, I could be doing so many things. So no, let's just fuck it off. No.
Yeah, and so what's the worst thing that could happen when you rent a car at the airport?
There's a lot of shitty things that happen when you rent a car at the airport. But I don't know, maybe you go and there's no cars available. None of the cars that you're supposed to take are there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that I guess would be a problem. But in this case, passengers mistakenly drove a rental car across the Palm Beach International Airport runway.
I mean, you know, honest mistake, easy mistake to make to get onto the runway from the rental car place. Yeah, there you go. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, 2 people were detained by sheriff's deputies after they drove their rental car across multiple active runways at the airport. As the investigators said, a father and son landed in a private plane.
Yeah.
Always these private plane people.
Yeah, there you go.
But then they got a rental car from Go Rentals. Oh, it met them on the tarmac. Well, this is just great for like anyone who's like, well, how do I go and hijack a plane?
Yeah. How do I cause havoc at the airport?
Turns out if I go and just have to fly via private plane, but, you know, it's not like I'm going to be using the money afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
But then I can get a rental car and it will meet me on the tarmac. And so that they turned the wrong direction and drove all the way to the commercial gates. I could see how this could happen very easily, said aviation expert John Nance, which is a little bit concerning.
A little bit.
He said it's common for rental car agencies to bring cars directly to private planes. So, turns out, like, as long as no one with bad intentions catches a private plane, airports will be fine.
Wait,
or they don't
people
happen
have
to
bad
read about it.
What? This, I don't know, man. This sounds a bit far-fetched. That's just, everybody has always had good intentions. That's just, and it's costing you $27,000 to get on that private plane. So you're going to be respectful of the airport, probably, maybe.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do something elaborate, you're probably not worrying about that money.
It just brings Grand Theft Auto to life, just driving around that airport, running up the rails in the car, that sort of stuff, onto the wings of a plane. It's perfect.
Well, I don't know. If you're like a deranged lunatic who's decided to go crazy, maybe you're not worrying about your credit card bill and the private jet.
That's the one thing holding most people back from doing that is their credit card bill.
Yeah. They said it's not the situation in regards to the car, it's the instructions that were given to the individual.
Oh, okay.
And the airport is saying the same thing. So again, the airport is saying it's the car rentals company, and that the airport revoked the permit for that company to operate at the airport.
There you go. You gotta take care of your business, otherwise you'd be out of the airport. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you just find another car rental company in a different airport that does the same thing.
It's almost like they have it set up waiting for someone to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, oh yeah, we're going to molest you and check all of your, if you have 101 mils of liquid, it's going to be a big deal. But you can just go take a private rental car on the tarmac.
Yeah.
Based on the instructions of a rental car company. And you better follow them because we'll trust you with that.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're not going to trust you to wear your shoes through the airport.
That's true. You can't trust people who wear their shoes.
No, but drive a rental car on the tarmac. That's fine.
That's totally fine. Yeah.
Well, you went on a date recently.
Did I? Are we sure?
According to this article.
All right. Well,
a girl complains about her boyfriend's small key, and asks if the feeling will be different. Well, do you want to give us insight?
I mean, it all depends. If he's experienced, maybe it'll be all right. Who knows? Depends.
Well,
how deep the lock is too. So
As the Bee Gees said, how deep is your lock?
Exactly.
A girl complained on social media about the size of the key which her boyfriend has and asked if the feeling will be different on the lock. She's not got it on with her boyfriend. So it says, I've been seeing this guy for a few weeks. I really like him and we got together. One night over dinner, had a deeper conversation about past relationships, and he says girls always ghost him pretty early on and how he didn't want that to happen with us. I got curious and asked him why. At first he told me that he thinks it's because he's too nice. But I kind of pressed him about it in case it was something serious. He finally told me it's because he has a small key. Of course, I didn't really think that was it because every man kind of thinks that the key is not big enough. He explained that he actually has a micro key
Ooh.
And being intimate is different with one, and I can leave him if it really affects me. That night was supposed to be the night which he opens my lock, but after that conversation, the mood was gone. I really like him, and I don't want this to be the end, but I will like to know if having a small key feels different from having a normal one. We eventually got to the point where we were intimate and I was sitting on top and making out. He then said the key has evolved and it felt good to him, but honestly, I didn't feel anything. The mood then died when he undressed his birthday suit and I could not even see a bulge.
Well, there you go. I mean, yeah, there you go. He felt good though, so that's all right.
I think she needs to go to the locksmith and
yeah, to get that lock taken care of, maybe get it well lubricated and stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's been upfront about it. Maybe she should just, give him a full session, see how maybe he's good at other stuff. Who knows?
Well, what do you do to get around it?
I don't have to make too many different things than anyone else. It's all good. It's all good.
This is an intervention.
Perfectly fine, my friend. Perfectly fine. Bring it on. Yeah.
That would actually be a fun
intervention
video.
Yeah.
Like in a restaurant, this is an intervention for your micro penis.
To all your ex-girlfriends, be like, this is why we ghosted you. Yes, it's too much, and by too much I mean it's really not enough. So there we go.
Or like a fake proposal, and then the woman says, "No, I can't be with that thing for the rest of my life."
Yes, that's you're just, yeah. It's not going to work. Why? Well, you've got a micro penis, so. But he clearly the dude knows, so he did put it down first too. He's too nice. Yeah, they don't like me because I'm too nice. Maybe also the micro penis, but probably the too nice thing. Probably the too nice thing. Yeah.
Yeah, why can't it be both though? Maybe I'm too nice and I have a.
They just can't handle what's in my pants, and probably not in the way you're thinking. So.
It's too nice for them.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's small, could it have a nice shape? Could have, all that could be going for it. So I don't know.
Keep telling yourself that.
Give him a chance. You never know. Could be the greatest night of your life.
Well, finally, you've been known to kiss your turtle.
There's a lot of you've been known to stories this week. What's going on?
We're just getting deeper into you.
I feel a little bit exposed right now to go back to one of the stories, but okay, yes. Let's imagine there's a turtle involved. Yeah, some kissing turtles. All right. So.
Well, the CDC in America has warned people not to kiss or cuddle your turtle.
Okay.
Literally your turtle. As a salmonella outbreak spreads to 11 states.
Oh, beautiful.
So the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said that there's a small salmonella outbreak linked to small turtles, which has sickened at least 26 people across 11 states.
It's a lot of people. 26. Wow.
And across 11 states, it seems even weirder. Like,
yeah.
It seems like they're all completely unlinked.
Yeah, I mean, where are these turtles meeting up and like getting, all the salmonella from each other and then sharing it to their humans.
Well, yeah. Well, a federal law bans the sale and distribution of turtles with shells less than 4 inches long. So micro
turtles are being oppressed. Oh my God.
Justice for micro turtles, I say.
Yeah.
Because they have caused many illnesses.
Oh, okay.
Much like micro penises. Despite the ban, these turtles can sometimes be found illegally online and at stores, flea markets, and roadside stands. Pet turtles of any size can carry salmonella germs in their droppings, even if they look healthy and clean. These germs can easily spread to their bodies, tank water, and anything in the area where they live and roam. You can get sick from touching a turtle, or anything in its environment when touching your mouth or food with unwashed hands and swallowing salmonella germs.
Yeah, you want to be careful what you're swallowing. Make sure it has no salmonella
yes.
germs in it.
Don't go kissing micro turtles. You might get salmonella.
Yeah, it's a good advice for most people.
Yeah, so they've found it in 26 different people. Only buy turtles with shells longer than 4 inches and buy them from a reputable pet store. I find this very offensive. 4 inches is enough.
Turtle dealers need to be respected.
4-inch turtles deserve respect. I put it to you, sir, that 4 inches is enough. And I'm over these size queens complaining about micro turtles.
I mean, just let them live. They're just trying to get by day by day, very slowly, but still just trying to get through it. So
there is a nice quote of "Don't kiss or snuggle your turtle, and don't eat or drink around it."
Fair enough.
I mean, justice for micro turtles. This is like saying people with 3-inch penises shouldn't be allowed in bars. Or to kiss and snuggle people.
I think it's a little different, but it's,
No, I think it's the same. It's the same level of judgment.
There you go. I mean, it's size shouldn't matter one way or the other. Penis or turtle. Let's just go with that. It's all good.
Yeah, one thing you should not do is release your turtle outside.
I mean, I know we've spoken about that in the first story, like not releasing your turtle, if that's what you want to call it.
It does say keep your turtle out of your kitchen and other areas where you eat, store, or prepare food, which I don't know. I don't think that's fair. What if I want to put my turtle in my kitchen? What if I want to show my culinary skills to my turtle?
Just be careful with your turtle in the kitchen. That's all. Just be careful. There doesn't need to be an outright kitchen ban for your turtle. Just be wary of your turtle in the kitchen.
I mean, yeah. Why do 3-inch turtles have to be banned from kitchens? It's just not right. In this day and age, we should embrace our differences and not ban people with micro penises from working in kitchens.
From owning a small turtle as well. Yeah.
What if I want to compare the size of my turtle to my penis? Whilst cooking
Dangers.
a souffle.
Dangers.
My hobby is cooking souffles with micro turtles and my dick out. Why won't you let me live?
Quite a nuanced hobby, but if it works for you, my friend, it works for you. That's good.
Who are you to judge?
Yeah, good point. We're all just trying to get through our day, doing what we love. So,
without having the government intruding on our perfectly acceptable hobbies.
no one's getting hurt by it. So,
Yeah.
all good.
How come I can sit and play PlayStation with my dick out with my turtle, but I can't cook a scrumptious meal with my dick out and my turtle?
These are the hard-hitting questions that need to be forcefully.
Why are there no political candidates running for people like me?
That's a great question.
On the issues that matter to the community.
to me in the community. So I want to know.
Yeah. Justice for the micro turtle penises.
I mean, that's one campaign that everyone can get behind, I suppose.
And should.
For sure. Why not? Why not indeed?
Yes. I think to summarize, everyone should be sending a letter to the CDC to demand they not discourage people from cooking with a micro penis and a micro turtle in their kitchen.
Yeah, why not? Let's just start that campaign. Hopefully it'll be a successful one. Anyways, with that disturbing content in the brain, thanks for yet another.
We've always got to make sure that you leave excited.
And that always is the case. But well, my therapist has never been more successful, made more money than ever before. But hey, it's all good.
Always remember, you get extra credit if you paint yourself like a clown.
It's next week we'll be here dressed as clowns, and face painted as clowns. So let's look forward to that episode.